So, welcome students. Today we will discuss about the compounds of silicon, as we have discussed the compounds of the carbon and other elements of group 14. So, the compounds of silicon, as we have, the silicon is the mostly present in silicon dioxide. Silicon dioxide, that is SiO2, or it is known as silica. We are most acquainted with silica, that is with the glasswares. It present in two forms, crystalline forms as well as the amorphous forms. Crystalline form and amorphous form. The crystalline forms are quartz, cristobalite, third is tridymite. And the amorphous forms are azette, second jasper, and onyx. Sorry. Quartz are most common form of the sand. Quartz is most common forms of sand. Which is purest form of silica. Silica means silicon dioxide. It can be shaped into flasks, glasswares, costly lenses, and optical instruments. Its melting point is 1740 degrees centigrade. That is why it forms colorless hexagonal crystal and used in optical instruments. But sand, and there are also some colored quartz. There are also some colored quartz. Stones are present which are used as gemstones. gemstones such as red and purple, like that. Purple color is amethyst, that is a purple color, and jasper is red, opal is white. There are these gemstones. Sand is also commonly available in nature. Sand is also a crystalline. Sand is also a crystalline form. Which has coming from the withering of the stones of natural way, as a result of natural weathering. Of rock. Then tridymite, this is crystal. Then tridymite, it is obtained when the quartz present in above 870 degree centigrade. It is obtained at 870 degree centigrade and stable between 870 to 1470 degree centigrade. And cristobalite, it is also present or obtained above 1470 degree centigrade to, that is 1770 degree centigrade. So that is the cristobalite is obtained above 1400 degree centigrade to 1740 degree centigrade. Then coming to the amorphous form of the silicon dioxide or silica, they are the agate, jasper and onyx. The pure silica is amorphous. It can be prepared by as a white powder by action of silicon tetrachloride. It is prepared by action of silicon tetrachloride. That is when silicon tetrachloride is with water, it forms H2SiO4 plus 4HCl, and this HiSO4 further releases this water molecule and forming silicon dioxide, that is in powder form or the amorphous form. Now coming to the structure of silicon dioxide. As it is seen that silicon dioxide and carbon dioxide both are in molecular way both are similar in nature, but carbon dioxide gives a regular, that is linear. Carbon dioxide is linear, like that it is a non-planar, whereas the silicon dioxide is tetrahedral. Tetrahedral means the silicon like that. This is a tetrahedral structure of, but as it is observed that the silicon or silicon dioxide is a continuous chain structure which can be formed with silicon, oxygen and silicon bonds. That is, it is a covalent bond, that is silicon dioxide is a covalently bonded with oxygen atom as tetrahedral structure. Tetrahedral structure as seen in the picture. The 4 oxygen atom are at the corner of the tetrahedral. As shown in the diagram, and the entire crystal is considered to be a giant molecule, and this is represented as like this. It is continued. So there are 4 bonds of silicon and bonded with the oxygen atom and giving a tetrahedral structure, and more number of molecules aggregate together to form a chain like structure of the silicon dioxide. So at the entire crystal may be considered as the 8 member rings are formed with alternate silicon atoms like that. And while comparing with carbon dioxide, as we have obtained that the carbon dioxide molecule is formed by p-pi bond of carbon with other atoms like hydrogen, so that it is linear, whereas there is no formation of p-pi and p-pi bond of the silicon atom, because carbon is very small atom, whereas the silicon atom is larger than that of the carbon atom. That is why it is not forming the linear molecule as it is obtained by carbon dioxide molecule. Now coming to properties. As you have seen that the silica is a colorless, it is colorless, but as in sand which is present in the impurities, which is brown in color, but sand is brown in color due to presence of some impurities. As we have seen that the quartz and others, quartz is colorless but insoluble in water. Silica is insoluble in water, and also in acids and alkalis. Except hydrofluoric acid. With hydrofluoric acid, it forms the compounds silicon tetrafluoride. So, silicon hydroxide, silicon oxide with hydrogen fluoride or hydrofluoric acid forms it is a liquid plus water. Then with alkali, the silicon dioxide reacts with sodium hydroxide and heated, that means hot alkali forms sodium silicate. With calcium oxide, it forms a calcium silicate, that is solid. With sodium carbonate, forms a sodium silicate, and carbon dioxide as gas. These are the solid forms. With sodium sulfate, forms sodium silicate and sulfur trioxide. With calcium phosphate, calcium silicate, that is solid, plus phosphorus pentoxide. Then with carbon forms carbide. Silicon carbide plus carbon monoxide. So these are the reactions of the silica or silicon dioxide. Then coming to uses, as we have already discussed, the silica is present in the form of quartz. So quartz is colorless and present or it can be making to use the utensils, vessels and lenses also. So first the quartz as being obtained as glass for used for manufacturing of instrument. Second, the colorless gas, colorless quartz used as lenses. And opaque quartz is used and molded to form glasswares, bottles and vessels, in which acid and alkalis can be kept. These are acid and alkali resistance. Fourth, sand is used as porcelain, sandpaper and as building material, building constructions, building materials. It is also used to make refractory bead. To make refractory bricks, that is high resistance of heat. And sand, when it finely grinded, used for extraction of phosphates. And phosphorus. So mainly the silica used to prepare the glasswares and the lenses, and it is most commonly used as it is used for construction work of buildings. Now coming to silicons. Silicons means it is the silicon polymers. So it is the large number of molecules attached together. It is silicon polymer, that is a large number of molecules aggregates to form a polymer. Poly means more number of molecules are attached together to form the polymers. So it is mainly in the form of R2SiO, that is the organosilicon compounds, that is organosilicon compounds. R may be used as the alkyl group or aryl groups. R is alkyl or aryl groups. Aryl groups means aromatic groups. That is when it is prepared by alkyl or aryl group prepared by alkyl or aryl halides at 573 degrees centigrade to form this R2SiO molecules, that is RCl with silicon forming such as, suppose you will take methyl chloride with silicon, it is forming CH3 twice SiCl2. That is the silicons like that. So on further hydrolysis, as we will obtain further hydrolysis, CH3 twice hydrolysis forms that is the silicon OH molecule like that. So this hydroxyl group is replaced by an silicon atom. So more number of that the atoms of methyl groups, more number of this. Suppose you will take OH, another silicon, this eliminates one water molecule forming silicon oxygen and silicon bond. So it forms the silicons, eliminating water molecule. This is OS. Like that. So the bond is continued and forming the large molecules, that is the polymers. So on condensation, a chain is formed with silicon, oxygen and silicon bond with large number of molecules. So how it will be controlled? It may be controlled by regulating the conditions. So it is controlled by regulating the conditions of the reaction medium. So that whatever the design of the silicon you can result, that accordingly the number of molecules should be attached and you can control accordingly. So this is the silicon manufacture depending upon the number of molecules we are using. So, and it is inert to the, what are the uses? First, uses means it is used for making waterproof cloth and paper. It is also used as lubricants. Lubricants means it is used for aeroplanes. Third thing, the silicon rubber is used in windows of aeroplanes, windows of spacecraft, and jet planes. And fourth thing, it is used as insulating material. Insulating material for electrical conductance, for electrical appliances. And if you are using the polishes in wood, that is also the silicon material, liquid silicon. Now this much is for silicons. Now we come to another is silicates. Silicates means it is a solid of giant molecule. Giant means a large molecule of silicon, oxygen bond. That is silicon oxygen bond. It can be also a tetrahedral structure like that. So negative charge is there. So some important silicate minerals are quartz, second is that is asbestos. Asbestos means calcium magnesium silicate, calcium magnesium silicate, that is CaMgSiO6. Similarly, feldspar is potassium aluminum silicate, potassium aluminum silicate, that is potassium KAlSi2O8. Then another zeolite. Zeolite is sodium aluminum silicate. That is Na2Al2Si2O8 2H2O. This is sodium aluminum silicate. So the basic structural unit is SiO4. So this is the basic structural unit. That is formed SiO4 negative 4 minus. So this is the formation of silicate in the form of silicon and oxygen bond. So when silicate units are joined together or linked together, they form a chain. So when silicate bonds are joined together, form a chain or a ring or sheet with a three-dimensional structure. Three-dimensional structures. So the negative atom of the oxygen head, that should be neutralized with the positive atom of that is cations. So the negative atom of the silicate is neutralized with positive ion, that is metal ion. Metal atom or metal ion. So this much is in your course, that is the silicates as well as the silicons. Now coming to zeolite. So what is zeolite? Zeolite, as I have already mentioned you, that is aluminum silicates. That is aluminum silicate. Aluminum having three-dimensional structure. Three-dimensional structure. That is what some silicon atoms are replaced by aluminum atom of the silicate. Some silicon atom are replaced by the aluminum atom which acquires a negative charge. A negative charge, and that is balanced by the cations which are balanced by cations of sodium, potassium or calcium. So, the general formula may be N plus ALX SiY O 2x plus y x minus. So, this is the general formula of zeolite, and the cations move freely through the open pore structure. The cations move freely in open pore structure. So, the cations are reversible exchanged. So, we can get other atoms like that. So, the cations, that is aluminum and the cation, they are exchanged together. So, it is used, zeolites are used for catalytic materials for cracking of hydrocarbon. So, cracking of hydrocarbons, different zeolites are used at a different temperature to get the hydrocarbons. That means the methane, ethane, propane and all these things, isopropane, like that, all are the hydrocarbons, and that we obtained at a different temperatures. So, this is also used as a softening of hard water. It is also used as softening of hard water. The hard water contains the calcium, magnesium, that should be replaced by or interconvertible while adding to this to make the water softening. So, this much is in your course, that completes. This much is that.